Hi, good afternoon. I'm Meteorologist Pete Mangione. It's another Sunday, and of course we're talking about another storm here in southern New England. Let's get right to it. Now, we've seen a lull during a good part of this morning and this afternoon from the snow. You can see what's happening. We have a few bands of snow trying to poke in from eastern Massachusetts, even into northern Rhode Island. We look off to the west and it looks mostly clear, but you see some energy now starting to gather. And this is a really interesting weather pattern. Notice as I widen out the view here, it doesn't really look like a whole lot going on. But what's happening is we're basically set up on a boundary, and boundaries in meteorology act basically like a road for storms. So we have the road kind of set up right over the top of us, and we have these pieces of energy, one after the other, lining up and basically taking aim right at southern New England, riding along this boundary. So as they come in one after the other, they're going to kind of flare up some of those snow showers, and we have more action on the way this afternoon and especially this evening. So we take you here to the hour-by-hour Futurecast, and you can see 2 o'clock in the afternoon, not a lot going on, but we take you to 4 or 5 o'clock, and the snow starts to come in. Could be light, moderate, even heavy at times. Notice what's happening at the coast. We have some sleet, even some rain, and this will mix in with the snow at the coast at first. Here's what happens as we get to 8 p.m. Still snow flying across most of the viewing area with some sleet and snow at the coast. And really anytime after 5 p.m., that's where things do start to go downhill. That's when the bulk of our accumulation will start. Now it continues with the snow off and on through 2 o'clock in the morning. You can still see some rain trying to move into portions of New Bedford, potentially even into, say, Little Compton, but we will also mix in some snow. So even the coast will get some accumulation with the snow. However, roads could be slick at the coast because some of this rain could freeze easily on the roads, and so it's going to be a real mess everywhere. As we head into the early Monday morning hours to the Monday afternoon hours, you can see snow continues off and on. The one good thing about this storm, it's not heavy the entire time. We get some breaks in there, we get some gaps, so time really to keep up with the snow, hopefully, unlike the last couple of storms where it really came down hard for a few hours. This will be long in duration. It takes a long time to actually reach our final snowfall totals, which I'll put up in just a second. Even as we head into Monday night, 8 p.m., still some lingering bands of snow, so we're not completely done. And then it does look like as we head into the midnight hours of Tuesday, we start to clear things out, and we finalize our snow accumulations, which look like this. Going for 7 to 10 inches for Providence, 10 to 15 up through northern Rhode Island, including places like Cumberland, Lincoln, across extreme northern Rhode Island into Massachusetts. How about 15 to 24 inches up through the Boston metro area? So if you're a commuter into Boston tomorrow, this could be a problem, as we're going to get a lot of snow up there. And it's Boston where they really don't need it. Already way too much snow. Tough to find spots to remove the snow up near Boston. Notice how I have 4 to 7 inches for much of the south coast. I have limited accumulation here because the snow will be wetter. It will also mix with some sleet, maybe even rain at times. That'll slightly lower accumulations there. Now here's an important part of the forecast. It's our accumulation timeline. We don't always use this. We're going to use it in this case because it really sort of gives you an idea of when the snow is actually coming down the hardest. By 7 o'clock this evening, 2 to 5 inches on the ground, so a few additional inches from what we're seeing right now. But then look what happens. By 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, 5 to 8 inches on the ground in Providence, and then potentially 7 to 11 inches by 7 to 8 p.m. on Monday night. So again, it's during Monday where most of the accumulation starts to occur. The same theme can be applied here in Cumberland. We're just going to get more snow than in Providence. You can see by early Monday morning we're at 7 to 10 inches. Monday evening, 10 to 15 inches, just north of Cumberland. Again, that's that 1 to 2 foot zone where the snow becomes especially heavy. And then here's our coastal forecast, places like Newport, Jamestown, Narragansett, Westerly, even into New Bedford, looking at about 1 to 3 inches on the ground by 7 p.m. this evening. By tomorrow morning, 3 to 5 inches, a grand total of around 4 to 7 by Monday evening, mixed in with some sleet and freezing rain, making those roads rather slick out there. We look at the 7-day Futurecast. Notice what's happening. We have the snow lingering perhaps on Tuesday morning. Most of the Tuesday time frame will be snow-free. Thursday, some new information hints that we could see more significant snow. Too early to call this a big snowstorm, but we're going to have to watch this very carefully as a lot of our models are now hinting at a more significant storm. Behind that storm, extremely cold air, likely the coldest of the season. Friday's high temperature single digits with low temperatures well below zero, and it looks like that cold pattern could last for a couple of days. So stay with us online. Obviously, things could change with the forecast. We'll be tracking things for you. TJ Del Santo is in coming up in a few hours with another online update. We'll see you then.